everybody, I'm Amy and welcome to Become Your Own Favorite Chef. So it's the beginning of the year and most people are trying to eat a little healthier, and I've got one word to help you do that: quinoa. Today I'm going to teach you a brand new recipe with lots of new ingredients that we've never used before, and quinoa is the centerpiece. Quinoa, if you're not sure what that is, it is a coarse grain. It is gluten-free and chock full of protein and all kinds of healthy ingredients and minerals and fiber and awesome stuff. Plus it's delicious. It's definitely unique in its texture and flavor. It's kind of nutty. And it goes deliciously with ingredients like mango and peanuts and cilantro and things that we're going to put into our quinoa salad today. I love this new recipe. I hope you enjoy it too, so let's go ahead and get started. First off, we're going to chop up our mango.
Now, if you're using a fresh mango, it's really easy to peel and cut. I like to cut off the ends first just to give me some stability. Then you're going to carefully take your knife and try to just get the skin off of the mango. You want to leave as much of the mango meat as possible. It is precious. Once all that is removed, you are going to just cut around the core of the mango. Now, the core of the mango is hard to find. Just cut a little bit here and there, and if you ever run into some hard piece of the mango, that's the core, and you just want to stay away from that. Now, if you want to use frozen mango instead, if you can't find any fresh mango, that's absolutely fine. That'll be just as delicious, and it's already chopped for you. And then when you have got all the meat off of the mango, you just want to chop it into bite-sized pieces, and you want to make sure they are consecutive. You want them all about the same size. Just like that.
So I say at least add a cup of mango. I like mango a lot, so I'm adding a cup and a half. Add 2 cups if you really like it sweet. To that we're going to add some cucumber. So this is how you fix up your cucumber.
For this recipe, you're going to need 1 large cucumber, and we're going to start off by peeling it. Normally, I like to keep the peel on fruits and vegetables because they're usually full of nutrients, but the peel of a cucumber is a little bitter, and so I'm going to take most of it off. If you've got a little bit left on, that is no problem. A little bit won't hurt you. All right, let's get these out of the way. The next thing we're going to get rid of are the seeds. So we're going to slice this cucumber down the middle. The reason we're going to take the seeds out is because they're very watery, and we don't want to over water or over liquefy our salad. Best way to get the seeds out is just to take a small spoon and scrape down the center and get all those seeds out. It's real easy. You do need to do this to both halves of the cucumber as well. And we're going to slice it up. We're going to try to make the bite-sized pieces of this cucumber the same size as what we cut for our mango. We want everything to be about the same bite-sized piece. So just chop them like so.
And like I said, we need about the same amount of cucumber to mango. So I'm going to add about another cup and a half of our skinless, seedless cucumber bites. Next up, we need 1 jalapeno.
Alright, we do need 1 jalapeno. Go ahead and just chop the edge off. And some of you might be thinking, I don't like jalapenos, they're spicy. Well, cool thing about these is if you cut them in half like so, and you just take out the core with all the seeds, you remove the spice. And what's left is this beautiful, fresh flavor. If you do like some spice, feel free to leave some of those seeds in. I'm going to leave a few, but I want the spicy stuff out. So I'm cutting those cores with the seeds, and then once those are cleared out, you want to mince these. You want these to be little bitty pieces. You don't want to bite into a big chunk of jalapeno. Plus, we want them evenly distributed throughout the salad. So chop this as thin as you can. Once those are julienned, give them another chop in the other direction, and we're done with our jalapeno.
So we'll add our little bitty pieces of jalapeno. Next, we need some crushed peanuts.
When choosing your peanuts, I like the dry roasted that are salted. There's not quite as much fat as the regular roasted, but the salt is definitely a flavor we want in that salad. I like a lot of the peanuts, so I'm going to use about 3/4 a cup You can use a little more, a little less. We're just going to give these a rough chop. Chop them gently so they don't fly across your kitchen. And once they look about like this, you're ready to go.
Add our peanuts. Now this, again, you can vary any of these ingredients. As always, make this the way you think you'll like it. I love the texture and the saltiness of these peanuts, so I've got a lot here. Feel free to lower the amount if you're watching your salt intake or anything like that. Then we need our cilantro.
Now this is an optional ingredient. If you don't like cilantro, you may leave it out, of course. I love it, so I'm going to use a whole bunch. I'm using a big handful. And when you're chopping this, make sure that you don't over chop it. If you over chop your herbs, you could bruise them. So just a rough chop is fine, and we are ready to go.
So there are lots of cilantro here. Again, this is an optional ingredient. If you don't like it, you can just leave it out. And next up, let's go ahead and add our quinoa, which is finished cooking for 12 minutes. So let me grab it.
When cooking quinoa, you want to just follow the instructions on your package. For example, mine says for 1 cup of quinoa, we need 1 1/4 cup of boiling water. So once your water's boiling, add your quinoa. Make sure it gets covered with the water. Turn your temperature down to a simmer. Cover and cook for 12 minutes, and then you'll be ready to go.
Once your quinoa is done, you'll want to fluff it with a fork. That means just kind of moving it around. Now online, most quinoa recipes, quinoa is the main focus. It's a lot of quinoa with a little bit of extra fruits and veggies and flavor. Well, as much as I like quinoa, I love the ingredients here. So I'm just going to put a small amount of quinoa. I'm not going to add it all here. We have a whole cup, right? I'm going to kind of mix this around until I find the texture I like. So this is one of those recipes you can kind of taste as you go. Yeah, I can hardly see the quinoa now, so I'll add probably 3/4 of what we cooked. I might end up adding it all, but this is just one of those things where you just make it the way you like. Yeah, that looks good. You can see all those beautiful colors and flavors, and then you definitely have, you know, a good amount of quinoa in every bite, but it doesn't overpower the dish. Finally, to give it a little bit of brightness, we're going to add some fresh lime juice. And again, how many depends on how juicy and big your lime is. We're just going to kind of taste as we go. I always say taste as you go, really, because I'm just trying to come up with an excuse to eat while I'm cooking. But it really does help make your dish. I also figure I'll need some salt and pepper, but let's give it a taste first. Okay, it's definitely got enough lime juice, and I just used half a lime. Of course, add as much as you like. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of salt and pepper, and watch this, I love this. My friend gave me this as an early birthday present. It's automatic. It grinds up the peppercorns for you. This is awesome. Okay, so we'll give this a taste again. And feel free, add more peanuts if you want, add more cilantro. If you want more of a kick, add some more jalapeno. Make this dish your own. Okay, let me get a new spoon and try it again. New spoon. That's it. Oh my gosh. I can't even describe this. It's kind of like a Thai dish. The peanuts give it a nice slight peanut flavor, but then the jalapeno gives it a little bit of a bite. The mango is so sweet and juicy and tender. The cilantro gives it that great cilantro taste. The cucumber is just that perfect bite. And then the quinoa is so nutty, and the texture, I just love it. I can't even describe it. It's very unique. Ideally, once you've got the flavors where you want to cool this, the quinoa's still warm, put it in the fridge for an hour or so, then dig in. I'm not going to be able to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and take me a little bit more for now, and I'll save the rest in the refrigerator for later. So guys, I hope you enjoy this healthy dish as much as I do. You can eat it as a side by itself. I've added it to fish tacos. I put it on top of chicken. You can really do anything you want with this at all. So I hope you enjoy it. Thanks as always for watching, and have a good rest of your week.